It would appear that Megyn Kelly and Mark Levin are at odds with one another. In fact, Megyn Kelly is accusing Mark Levin of being a liar. So Megyn Kelly seems to think that Mark Levin called Megyn a Nazi, which he didn't do. And it's quite easy to just look up on ChatGPT or even on Grok whether or not what Megyn is saying is true or what Mark is saying is true. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I actually left this on Megyn Kelly's very own post because she's calling Mark Levin. She goes, "You absolutely did, you lying piece of you know what. You won't be happy until you get someone killed." Pretty big statement to make, don't you think, Megyn? Now, I've been rather critical of late with Megyn Kelly because I think she is just going, she knows exactly where the clicks are. She knows where the attention is, and she's going exactly there at the moment. She's not, you know, standing on her morals or her principles. I think she is just losing them all because she doesn't seem to care. She doesn't seem to care about what's right anymore. She's doing her own thing where the clicks are because she knows for a fact that there will be some crazed dingbats that will follow her regardless. It's just how it works. It's kind of like Candace Owens. Her refusal to criticize Candace Owens, but then throw Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin under the bus is a huge thing. Then to go after Mark Levin after, ladies and gentlemen, she said this about Mark Levin not that long ago. In fact, I remember this podcast on Dan Bongino, and this just shows me how much of a lying grifter Megyn Kelly actually is. Have a watch.
I learned from the best. I mean, Hannity, that's why I think if he called or his team called, I would always go on for them. Always go on for them. And then, Levin's another one. Like if Mark Levin, the godfather of the movie, he asks you to come on, you just do it, like out of respect. You don't say, Mark, hold on, I got a pizza down. You just do it.
No.
You show up and you shut up.
I have no relationship with him, Dan.
Too. I just couldn't earlier. That was the only reason.
I have this crush from afar on Mark Levin. I've always loved him.
The best.
I agree with Sean that he's the great one. I listen to everything he says. I read his books, but he only really likes the true believers. And I've always been just more of a journalist who's like, let me hear both sides. Let me whatever. So I don't think I'm his number one favorite, but I secretly from afar am like a Mark Levin.
She loves Mark Levin. She's a Mark Levin stalker. This wasn't that long ago, by the way. This is like a few months ago, I think. This is before Dan Bongino decided to go into the FBI, take the job with Kash Patel. I think something has happened, especially after Charlie's death. We're starting to see zoom. We're starting to see, in fact, it's a good thing because then we can definitely see who is on the side of reason, rationale, and sanity and following along with conservative principles. But what Megyn is doing is anything of the sort. She's going after people that actually have brains and actually have taken a stance of late. Those people that have drawn a line in the sand that say that we shouldn't be, and if you are going to platform someone like Nick Fuentes, you better damn well actually criticize him and push back hard on his horrible ideas. Tucker hasn't done that. Megyn is too scared. I think she's scared, but she also knows where the clicks are. Candace also knows where the clicks are. They're all following a very similar trajectory and playbook. And people know, like, they will follow out of loyalty. And it doesn't matter what the person says. The person can come up with the most outrageous claim on the face of the earth, and they'll still follow them. It's cult-like mentality. And Megyn Kelly knows this. She's been doing this for a long time. Candace knows it. Tucker knows it. They'll always still have a massive audience. And she's got a big enough audience now that she doesn't need to care. She doesn't need to care. If you lose a couple of people, so what? By the way, thank you all for 110,000 people. That is a crazy number to me. And I'm grateful for all of you that have continuously showed up for me. I had the goal of, 100,000 this year. wipe that one out of the park by an extra 10,000. And the year's not even over yet. So thank you. I really do appreciate you. And I always, because I know how important this is, not just to me, because I've got to live with me, but I always do my best to tell the truth because that's what's right. I can't say the same for Megyn Kelly. Kosher goes, you are the grifter. Nobody trusts you anymore, Megyn. Just groypers. They are your people now. Emily Austin goes, grow up. How are you the same woman? How are you the same woman we used to look up to? So many people used to look up to Megyn Kelly. I liked Megyn Kelly, but I'm seeing a very dark trend at the moment. Very dark trend. You stand by your principles and your values, I'll kick you to the curb. Very, very quickly, by the way. Don Keith goes, yeah, sounds like he was expressing two ideas in that clip. I didn't get that he directly called you a Nazi. Don't go off the Candace deep end, Megyn. It's very fashionable right now to be anti-Israel. The tide will turn the other way when the Tyler Robinson verdict comes in and you all realize it was just a lunatic with a gun and not some vast Israeli conspiracy. The internet is forever. Indeed. And I put into ChatGPT, has Mark Levin ever called Megyn Kelly a Nazi? Good question. As of now, there's no public verifiable evidence that Mark Levin has called Megyn Kelly a Nazi. Simple, right? Simple to fix. Mark Levin goes, no, Megyn, I was calling you a grifter. You revealed yourself. You also have the mouth of a lowlife, very limited vocabulary. You should work on that. And it wasn't cool when you smeared Epstein's victims, for which you've been roundly condemned and will be forever remembered and repudiated. Are you having a nervous breakdown? This is what happens when you seemingly side with dingbats like Tucker Carlson and or psychopaths and lying grifters. You end up becoming one by the looks of things. Mark Levin does not call Megyn Kelly a Nazi in this clip. Once again, Kelly employs a selective outrage claiming that Levin is going to get someone killed. She has never condemned any of the deranged nonsense from Tucker or Candace, and it's fair to ask why she won't. Yeah, why won't you, Megyn? Why won't you? You're more than happy to attack Mark, Ben, Dave. You're more than happy to do that, but not Candace, not Tucker, because you revealed your true colors. You're actually on their side. You're more afraid of them, and you actually want to be more like them by the looks of things. Mask off moment, isn't it? Complete and utter mask off moment. And I think Mark Levin has revealed it. Mark Levin is a lot more popular, believe it or not. He's been doing this a lot longer by the looks of things than you have. And as Dan Bongino said, if Mark Levin asks, you do it. No questions asked. Seems like he's been doing this for such a long time. He's been around the block, Megyn. So you're going after another 800-pound gorilla, and it's probably not the right one. Maybe you should be going after Tucker, but no, can't. I can't go after my friend Tucker Carlson. Can't go after the psychopath or the narcissist, the gaslighter. Sorry, Megyn. We're all waking up and we're all realizing that you're just as bad, if not worse. Time for you to actually wake the hell up. Anyway, that's enough from me, but you guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.